Last night I hugged my knees to my chest, shaking and shuddering like a pine in the wind, crouched alone on the brown rooftop, tears sliding, glistening trails because I was alone, and the floodwater was coming. Alone as in no one would hear me die, as in no one would see me drown, as in a fear that burns blue bruises in my stomach, knowing what was coming and knowing I was utterly alone. I thanked God when I woke up sweating. Such things do not happen except in movies, sitting on rooftops waiting to drown. The bruising feeling lingered in my stomach, the wondering how my family would fare, how my little sisters would die, the remembering how my dog is afraid of water and that I never even breathed goodbye. And I thanked God that I had never known such bruising fear. Then I sat bolt upright in bed. Worse than any nightmare, any private terror, is the brick wall realization, the sinking stone sensation when you remember Katrina, remember New Orleans, remember tsunamis and earthquakes, remember people are living it 10 times better than I can dream it up. It doesn't take a sleep vision to prove that suffering exists. No, I don't have to go farther than the nearest street corner to find the evidence, but there's a reason they say 1 million deaths is a statistic and a single casualty is a tragedy. It's because that bruising, burning aloneness, the irony that sets in when you remember that your dog never learned to swim, it sticks with you a while. And I'm writing this down not because I'm afraid to go back to sleep, although I am, but because I'm even more afraid to wake up, to the realization that my fear is a rude substitute for compassion, that to say I understand the scope of human suffering would be a crude fabrication, that while in sleep I can simulate tragedy, no nightmare of mine can parallel the reality of catastrophe. I am just skimming the surface. And that truth sets in and swirls round me just as the cosmic flood water threatens to drown, just as fast and hard and cold and lonely.